Hey guys, so today I'm going to be coaching a Gold 3 Chamber player. I talked to him this morning. He's currently in the coaching channel. If you guys want to join my Discord, please do that. It's in the description below. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to watch his VOD and I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to go ahead and join here. Yo.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Pretty good.
So you have a VOD?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, you can go ahead and link me that and begin. Is this gold, like, what was the ranks in this game?
I think everyone else was plat, and then I was gold 3.
Okay. So I find it interesting that you have a trip here, actually. And I find it interesting where you put it as well, so far.
Mhm.
Do you know why that is?
Maybe I could have placed it further in?
Okay, so I'm thinking that this trip would be better if you were to buy one on pistol run. I think it'd be better to put over on A. Because our whole team is attacking from here, right? So the odds of the enemy pushing into here is kind of slim. So in my opinion, it's kind of a waste of a trip. Unless maybe it's like later in the round if you guys are going to go B. So I could actually be wrong, but it looks like you guys might win a peak mid here.
For the second round, do you usually buy anything at all if we lost?
Yeah, so I really would like, if you aren't sure, the first thing I tell people is you see mid next round up here. That that tells you like the minimum amount of credits you can have next round. So like if you were to do nothing, if you were to just die as soon as the round started, this is how many credits you'll have. And you only need 3,900 credits to have a full buy round. You know, not including abilities. So really, I would suggest buying like 4 or 5 or 6 shots here with your sheriff, and then maybe armor. Are you like, do you not want to use your sheriff because it's a save round? Is that your thought? Or are you just not thinking?
I don't
about
think
that?
so. I just didn't bring it out, honestly.
Okay. Go back real quick, just to kind of emphasize why the sheriff would be good here. So like, you peek, you have a free shot in her head there for a second, and then again, she's kind of just, and she doesn't kill you very easily at all. So
You get a Spectre.
yeah, I mean she could have, but in this scenario she didn't, and we shouldn't always. I don't know. I feel like all I'm trying to explain here is basically just have your sheriff out and go for a little tap there, and if you have extra bullets, it's no problem. This is like an insta rotate almost for me. Okay, but our jet's out. Yeah. Your jet's crazy. As soon as I see these smokes right here come down, and I see there's 2, I'm thinking that there's gonna be someone with a judge or a shorty in one of them. So I'm telling my team we should probably go mid and fight or something instead of doing this, and then you could put a trip down here or something so they can't push behind you guys. Your jet instead decides it's a good idea to just dash out like psycho, so that's fine too. You can always bait. But after he dies and after you realize that this killjoy utility is down here, I would instantly be still again thinking rotate.
So should I be like setting up my my traps on the other side?
Yeah, pretty much always on full buy rounds. If you're playing eco, you can just put like 1 down if you want. You don't really even have to on ecos. But like on this round, you should be putting one over here somewhere on A so that they can't come through. And the worry is that they're gonna flank you from top cat, because that'll happen a lot from like duelists that just, you know, they don't respect a lot of things, so they just see what they can get away with. Because I know I do that. There's somewhere. Like that's fine. That one's fine since you guys are going B. But yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You have the same reaction. This spot is really good.
I don't think I play it well here.
No, they already saw you. There we go. That's really good. That's a good play. So I was about to actually say we haven't really used TP yet, but you actually did here, so that's good. Yeah, so what happened here is you're in a good spot, like you actually make it before the smoke fades. Right here, even though you jump, this is really good. You're in a really good spot. You don't need to worry. All you need to do is just wait for someone to peek you. The problem with what you did is, you see how you come down a little bit? You expose yourself to the angle from CT. Right here. The person at CT can see you. So you want to stay in the corner where that phantom's down at, and just kind of wait, because more than likely the person in market's not gonna clear that corner. You just get a free kill. Also, if you have your TP down, you get the kill and you TP back main, and then it's just like a 4v1, right? So, and also here you could be saying to your team, one market, one spawn, if you know, if you have the mental bandwidth to do that. Okay, nice.
I think I die off a rip.
That's okay.
Okay, how about we just waste their util and then we'll be. Good idea. Did you get the vandal?
Nice.
Spike down A.
Oh, this
I would have dropped your Jett a gun, and then just use your ult. Because then, right now she would have extra money, and then she could actually buy you next round. The more rounds you lose in a row, the more money you gain. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, so like now,
Eventually you just keep on, you can actually buy like
yeah,
full buy all the
consistently.
time.
Yeah. So basically, whenever this happens, you want to just be buying all your utility, like full armor. Don't be like stingy with your money, because that's how you're gonna get these extra rounds here.
I got the good skin.
Yeah, it seems like you're kind of unsure of what to do as well a lot of the time. I think that's why you're scared or passive.
Player standing.
what the hell is this?
The deathmatch aim coming in, 1v4.
One's on. Wait, one's lane.
You get those kills, it builds your confidence for sure.
It's honestly not even safe. You have money, and we need rounds.
One enemy
Yeah.
What the hell?
I'd love to see you work with TP here, honestly. Good job. I know you're gonna win after the first two. Last round, I'm popping my ult before the round starts, and I'm buying 8 sheriff shots, 100% of the time.
Don't smoke cat.
Also, probably buying an extra. There you go. Also, probably buying an extra sidearm if it's last round. I have money. You're a little late to just put down the alarm bots. Like, you could just put them really early. Not alarm bots, but whatever they're called. Brim's gonna push that for sure, I bet.
There's another one mid, Cubby.
Yeah, I don't like how you place those.
I'm a flash.
Nice shot.
Go B, go B, go B.
I think if you have a TP, like where you put your trip over here, then you can put a TP down like right here after you kill this guy, and you don't even have to worry about fighting the guy on cat. But what you did was fine. It's just really unlucky, obviously. You didn't kill him. I don't like that you buy alarm bot here, honestly, or trip. I don't know what it's even called. I would rather you buy 2 extra sheriff shots. Like on a good day, you can get 4 kills with those 4 shots. Okay, I like this though. 2 shots, like that's fine, but you know, you could have more. And that trip, you don't need the trip. If you're gonna peek this and you die, then there's no trip there anyway.
I'm a big dick in my deagle. They're A. Come back.
Okay, you do have the trip. Prove me wrong, perhaps. But the 2 extra shots here would be really nice.
I'm dead. Oh, I'm bad.
No.
There's two main. 3 main maybe. Oh my god.
Spike down A.
Nice. Okay, good. Like, do you prefer buying alarm bot here, or why do I keep calling it that? Oh my god. Do you prefer buying trip like genuinely, or do you just kind of automatically buy it?
I think I automatically buy it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you that you should buy 4 sheriff shots, unless you like feel like you're in a game where you really need it. Also, one little minor thing here is you're shooting the classic a little bit too fast here. At that range, you want to tap it a little bit more.
3 main.
For the killjoy, it's fine to shoot that quickly in this range, but on the Jett here, you notice you're kind of shooting over her head. So a lot of people do this, like,
Trust me.
you see, you kind of like sit here for a few seconds,
Trust me, I'm buying
like, oh, I'm gonna peek. Oh wait, no, I have TP. And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, like my point is that you start doing this a little too late into the round. Not like too late. Like if you knew what you wanted to do exactly, you would only need a few seconds. But since you're experimenting, which is actually a good thing to experiment like with different spots and where you want to go. Like as soon as you buy your weapon, like instantly from here, instead of just sitting here for a few seconds, try to be in the state of mind to just like start placing it where you want it.
You see the last time I had a Spectre out?
No, trust me.
I would be holding this with my sheriff if I were you.
Ah.
The sheriff is much stronger at this range than the Spectre.
He doesn't spawn. He might. You see?
Same there. You don't need to worry about A, although this is actually fine. I would say enemy one A at least.
I hear them
that your
on
Phantom?
orb over here.
Yeah, good.
Huh?
Is that your Phantom?
No.
Shit, okay.
One enemy remaining.
Died.
Nice. Also here, you don't need to swing this guy, but it was fine because it worked. But what I like to do, this spot you're in right now, whenever your trip activates, you can just wait here. Because if you wait here for them to come out, they're gonna hit the switch, right? And then one of them is gonna plant. So you can kill one person that's hitting the switch, and then you can kill the spike planter. But what you did, it just makes for a one-on-one trade, which is fine, but you could do better.
I'll get you in the corner.
You're better than Korean Jack. You do yourself.
You're not even here.
Ah, that was 2.
Did I have followed that dog?
They are.
Yeah, you shouldn't have shot. What I would have done here, I would have crossed to the left.
My plan originally was to get her because she had the bookie in that corner,
Oh, okay.
but she ended up just dogging
Yeah,
me.
if she dogs, you just want to cross. I would just like if you're up behind this dog, you could probably kill one of them easily.
Ah, that was 2.
I would have at least crossed to to the left though,
They are here. Take that back. See, I told you.
because and now once you realize they're here, you're falling back.
Smoked off B.
Nice. One tiles.
You should run.
I don't think I TP here.
Or was it just bad
They
timing?
are here. Take that back.
I think it was just bad timing.
See, I told you.
Okay. So if it's bad timing, that tells me basically if I see two enemies here, right, outside of B, there's no reason to fall back because there's a very good chance they could come B main, and surely enough they do. So unless your in is saying, oh, they're running to cat, then you wouldn't expect them.
The Reyna, bro.
I mean, still. Better than. I'm just bad, dude. I can't play this game. Like.
Okay, now we're pushing with the up. I like this play still though. They're probably, I feel like they're gonna go cat, to be honest.
Cat, there's a marshal there. What? They're in cat, never mind.
Yeah, so I think we do have a little bit of a problem with like rotating. Good play because you have the TP. So the idea is you get a free kill with the op, you TP out, and then you can
I'm just
keep depending for market with the op.
bad, dude. I can't.
But there's no reason you shouldn't do this with like a Vandal or Phantom as well. Like it's better to do with that in my opinion because this is kind of risky since it's,
101 on
you know,
one.
they could just wide swing you and it's kind of hard. But also here, the other takeaway is after you see them, there's two here.
101 on
So at this point, I'm like, okay, they might come back to B. They might come back to B.
Oh, nice.
They might come back to B. Then I see the arrow, cat. So I'm like, oh, they might be going cat. At this point, I might hold this for a few more seconds. But after this, after like 5 more seconds here, I'm gonna rotate.
Sky, if you can run to.
I'm gonna ask my Sky, can you watch B main? Like by now, I would be start running to A, or at least to hold from spawn or something. Yeah. Okay, so no one B. We hear the updraft to mid.
Don't know where that is.
That dude thinks he's cool. I'm dead. For sure.
Don't be.
You seem to know how to jiggle to some extent, but I think also jiggling a little more frequently could be really good for you.
I need help.
Cause like right here, doing what you're doing right now is
Solid.
now we don't need to fight anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's like you go between.
Could have TP'd out.
Yeah, exactly. You go between like going super passive and super aggressive. You want to find more of a balance, if that makes sense. Because like right here, what we're doing, we're like jiggling, looking at the wall, kind of just looking at your Reyna through the wall.
We can flash out.
I would at least be jiggling out to see if your Reyna's gonna get pushed, so she knows.
I need help. Are they coming A?
But instead, right as your Reyna dies, you just run out into the middle of the open.
Solid.
which is it works fine because you get a flash. But after this, I'm not gonna run forward. I'm gonna either TP out or just not run forward.
Wait, don't all rotate. One stay.
Yeah, I don't
Should run.
Okay, I take
I don't like that you're rotating with your Sky there, but if they're actually this is good.
I 100% agree they're gonna pull through.
What the fuck? No one's holding cat?
No, you're not.
The one round you don't have a trip cat, they go cat as well. I don't think even anyone on your team noticed this, but you see the Sky ult here? You notice where it's going? There's only one player left, there's one Sky ult. Your team's like, are they cat? Well, no, because the Sky ult's going through their spawn, so he's probably just running from spawn to B. Your Jett says, I'm gonna 360 no scope. Like, the score's 10 to 10. Yeah, they have a lever, but obviously she shouldn't be doing that. So what's happening here? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just getting hyped for Jett.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's fine, yeah. But generally, she's going in one at a time to retake spike's not good. So make sure you try to go together. The Jett gives a 1v1, you give a 1v1,
Hurry, goddammit.
and then the Sky takes a 1v1, but fortunately she wins it.
Oh, yeah, this is it.
Nice. Let's see the ranks. So yeah, pretty flat across the board. What is your peak rank?
Gold 3.
Wow, okay. A lot of the things I'm telling you probably seem obvious now in retrospect, but that is really the point of coaching, is so you actually realize like what you could do better. Because a lot of the time what happens is people will do things that they're not even aware of, that if you were aware of, it really would just, like, just simply being aware of things will improve your skill. You see the radius on the map here? I try to put the TP down, so like I'm probably gonna be peeking from like over here, right, from main. So I try to have the very edge of this circle, like right where I'm gonna TP from. So like this is probably really good. Also, there's no reason that you couldn't have one like over here. So for example, if I was gonna peek A main, perhaps I could put one right here, because this also reaches to right here, as you can see. And so by putting one here, I don't have to worry about them shooting it, and I can also just TP from like over here. So then now if you have one over there like that, or one up here, like I said, you really don't have to worry about where you're gonna put your first TP. You should just always automatically put one like here or wherever here, so that the edge of it is where you want to TP from. Because with TP, you want to be TPing like a decent amount of distance. Usually, not always. Like if you're going high ground, obviously you don't need to. But if I'm gonna peek from cat, this TP is also good. You see, really nice. And then now all I have to worry about are trips, but we'll talk about that in a second. So now a lot of time you'll have these nice TPs, or just the TPs you had, and you'll just kind of sit here and you'll look at the wall and you won't peek. Can you tell me what's going through your mind at this point? If anything, I suppose, because maybe you just don't know what to do, or if peeking is a good thing.
Yeah, whether it's a good thing or not.
Okay, so peeking, whether you should peek or not, depends on a lot of variables. Like, so if you're having just a really bad game and you're just dying a lot, then you don't always want to peek. But it's good to experiment every now and then, see if you can get away with a peek, especially if you're chamber, because you have TP to get out for free. So here, at the start of the round, I'm instantly just going to cross here and just see if I can get away with a kill. And I know I said this is a really good spot that you died instantly, but another really good spot is up here. And you kind of just hold like this or something. I would highly recommend that spot just in general on any character. But also, like, don't be scared to peek. If you want to peek, just go for it. If you don't want to peek, then don't even consider peeking. Because by doing this sitting here, you're kind of just wasting time when you could instead be like defending A from somewhere else. But other than that, the trips you're putting are pretty good. This is good. Either here or here is really good. The main problem is on attack whenever you put trips, but you can also put trips in mid, so like one right here is really good, I would say. And you did put one there before, so that's a good thing. You could put one here, but I think right there is better, because then if you put it here, they can walk all the way up. So just right there is good for mid. For B, this is fine. This is fine as long as they can't see it, and I don't think they can. Probably just right here. But on attack is the real problem, I think. So basically, you need to make sure that whenever you're on attack, your team is either going to be doing like absolutely who knows what, or your team's going to be grouped and trying to play together. So when your team's grouped, say our whole team's going to go A, like at the start of the round, it's like, okay guys, let's go A. Let's go as a team. Then as soon as the round starts, you just want to run toward B, because you have that, you know, like 30 seconds or whatever before the round starts. Place a trip, and then vice versa. If your team's all going B, you want to have a trip down, like right here is really good. Because you see that they can't go around this unless they like smoke it or something. I just like to put a TP down anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Like here's also a really good spot, because if your team's planning on going B, this covers like all the way up to here and all the way up to here. And so if you have this TP, it allows you to get out of any scenario in this radius. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like you could think of this as this whole radius is like your safe spot kind of. Now we might want to walk up. We can put a TP down. I think the TP makes noise, so be aware of that. So we can either sit here, or we can put a TP down and have it as a. Oh, so we actually have. There's the radius. So this is our safe spot right here. So here, we could fight from within this TP radius, which is not as big as the like between radiuses, but that's okay. So here, really, I'm just trying to get like one additional kill before I TP out. I might come over here because you can TP through walls. So this is actually really good. This might get shot for a mid though. So yeah, that's just an example of how you might use it on attack. A scenario, probably right here, because you see this covers pretty much the majority of A main, but also it covers all the way up through cat and mid. So this is your safe area as long as you can get a TP. Like even right here, this is really, really good. Like you could imagine being on site and then you're in kind of a sticky situation. You might even want to put it farther up. So like if you TP, you don't have to run all the way. You might want to put it like right here. If your team's like, all right, let's just do a hard A push. And now you have this whole radius here on site. So let's say we've taken A site and we have this TP on site, right? This is really strong. Now again, I might be thinking, okay, I'm gonna go for one kill here, looking for a kill. Okay, get the kill. And now we just play from A main. And this is incredibly strong. From here, I would have said, okay, one market, one spawn. Like I would not hesitate. I wouldn't even think about saying that. It would just automatically come out of my mouth. But you might have to think about it since it's not as natural for you right now. But saying that, basically, it makes it so that if someone's on your team's worried about watching B main, they don't have to worry about that, and they can just focus in on these two spots. And it'll change how your team's playing for the better. So that's why you want to say that. And then even you can be like, all right, one market, one spawn, I'm watching market. But yeah, so comms like that, make sure, I did hear you say how much you hit people for sometimes. Make sure you say that before, if you feel like if you want to vent like frustration or something, make sure you say that first. So, because that will change also how people on your team will play. Because if you say 148 or something, you know, obviously your team's gonna be like, oh, that guy's really low. So make sure you say that as soon as possible. And yeah, other comms are like, again, like, what ult should we use? I'm gonna ult B, can you swap me spots please? Sky or whatever, something like that. I'm gonna op mid this round. Yeah, stuff like that. Like, yo, Sky, can you ult? Sova, can you drone? Basic things like that. The added bonus about this one is, one, you have 8 shots in it, and the sheriff only has 6 before you have to reload. And this one, you see the zoom on this? Like, this is... Oops. It's a bigger zoom than the Vandal. So like, just realize that. Like, this gun, I think it has the same zoom as a Guardian, actually.
I mean, would I be peeking with that instead of the Vandal and when I'm fighting mid?
No. If you have a Vandal, peek with a Vandal. The Vandal is much stronger than this, but this is much stronger than the Classic. And eco rounds are rounds in which you can't full buy. And so on those rounds, buy as many shots in the Sheriff as you can and just peek with it. I think if you I would suggest maybe aim practicing a little more, but also just don't be scared to take fights. Because, like, again, with this Sheriff, it's got a lot of potential. You just have to understand and have experience with its potential. Because right now, you probably haven't had too many crazy, like, clips with this, or crazy, like, shots. But as you continue, you can only... you only make the shots that you take, right? You can't, if you don't take shots, you're not gonna I think the thing I'm trying to say is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So just go for peeks, go for fights, and each game, like I said, is going to be different. Sometimes you're going to be playing with better players than you, and you know, if you're in a game like that, don't take as many fights, but still don't be scared to take fights. And if you're having a really good game where you're playing well, which hopefully happens occasionally, then go for peeks and try to learn from why are you getting kills whenever you peek in this game versus other games. And just don't be scared. Like if you peek and you get one tapped, like okay, that sucks, but at least you went for the fight. If you're just sitting here kind of scared, like that's in my opinion worse. Peeking from here is good. I would like to see you use the op mid this last game though, like right here. Also, you can double scope with the op, and you can peek. You can peek from back here, right here, like this. So these are two angles you can op that I didn't see op that game. Also, peeking right here to here is good, or just like here to here is also fine. Just make sure you have your TP on hold. So, like here, put the TP like this, and then like this or something. Something like that. You went from one extreme to the other, like you're just playing really passive. And then you're going extremely aggressive. Like there's a very good balance you could find within here, between the two. So what I'd be doing here is, if my rain is right here, I would just be jiggling like this. And then I think you would have actually seen people if you did this. So you might want to jiggle and then stop jiggling. And then you could be like, all right, there's one top cat. Then you might jiggle again. And then mainly we're doing this for our Reyna. Because if there's someone like right here running up, we want to let our Reyna to have that information so she doesn't just get screwed over really hard. Because right now,
I was gonna,
yeah,
I was like trying to peek on like contact for her. So
yeah, that's good. That's good too.
But I was like, I didn't know if it was gonna show like whether I was gonna get one tapped when I peeked out like that, or just like they're holding the angle and I just get one tap.
I mean, it's possible you get one tapped if you jiggle like this, but it's unlikely in my opinion because it's kind of hard to kill people when they do this. Like you can really, it seems like you might think you're exposed for a long time, but you're really not. Also, did you know that peeking closer like this is worse?
Or
this is worse.
Okay.
So if you see the vision cone here on the map, this little thing. So you'll notice whenever I peek, you see how quickly the vision cone expands here. But if I'm farther back and peek, it kind of slowly, see how it slowly expands like that? And it doesn't all just appear at once. Whenever you go like this, it all appears at once, which means you're exposing yourself to all of these angles at once. Whereas if you're farther back, you're exposing yourself only to just this sliver, which right here, this sliver, it's unlikely that there's going to be like 4 people sitting right here. Whereas if you jiggle like this, there's a good chance there's going to be 4 people like right here if you hear them mid. I think you have potential though, for sure. I think you get plat. Especially if all those guys were plat and you played like that.
Yeah. It was yeah, I was definitely like psyching myself out. I just need to like,
it's a normal thing. And
and then the second game was actually like, I think there was a diamond too. So
yeah, you'll have the potential to psych yourself out all the way until you get like close to radiant. Oh, this is new. This is in the range too.
New character?
Probably.
That was pretty informative.
Okay, cool.
I think that should be everything.
Yeah, you can message me with if you have any other follow-up questions. I'm gonna go ahead and send you a picture of all my notes that you can use as well.
You have like a notepad on the?
No, it's a piece of paper. I'll have to take a picture.
Oh,
of it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, because I also forget like a lot of the stuff that I'm writing down. So. Okay. Well, you have a good day. You know, like I said, message me whenever.
Alrighty.
But yeah.
Alright. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for being coached. Okay.
Alright.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Again, that was a pretty fun session, honestly. I love coaching you guys. If you guys want coaching, add me on Discord and message me and we'll talk about it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe and peace.